What's up with you, Animaggers, and welcome back to episode 8 of the One Piece slash One Mag podcast. I am Dopkins, and here with me is your boy, the one and only Nickgottats.
Perks, Nick, whatever you want to call me. Dude, episode 8 was a banger, I feel like.
It definitely was.
So,
and plus, we didn't have enough money to get It's Asylum on the show.
Yeah, couldn't even be on his own show.
Even though this is for Animag, he costs us too much.
But like, we start off with this episode by.
Oh yeah, by the way, I wanted to show you something. I got me a new keyboard. I got a new keyboard. I got a new keyboard, man.
Let me see the keyboard. Wait. Oh, that's the one from Walmart?
Yep. $20, baby.
Razer and stuff like that. But like Thomas cut me off, but we start this episode with Buggy and Shank stole countless riches from him. Then we go into this pretty good flashback of when Buggy and Shanks were
younger
on the same pirate, like when they were younger, and like it goes to them arguing. The first scene is them all arguing, and it's them arguing about what pole is colder, the North or South Pole, and then somebody on their pirate crew like goes and knocks them out, and it's like, oh, it doesn't matter, like, why don't y'all both go to each of them and see which one's colder instead of arguing about it. And then, like, some pirates attack them. Like, they see some pirates and they start attacking.
Yeah, they spotted pirates.
And so they go to a fight. Buggy kills this dude and finds, like, a map.
A treasure map?
Of like a treasure under the sea. Mm-hmm. But Tompkins got something to bring up right here about the manga.
Yeah, I got something to bring up on the manga. On the manga, there was two things that happened in the manga. First part, we cut back to like Luffy and Buggy. After Buggy disrespects, I don't know if it happened in the anime. Like, he just goes to town on Buggy by just pummeling him and stretching his face for bad mouthing Shanks and spitting on the hat. Did that happen in anime?
No, you didn't spit on the hat, man.
Okay, and the second part is about Buggy. Buggy doesn't, like, they fight and all that, but like Buggy just literally finds this map on the ground instead of killing somebody and taking it. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
See, and to me, like, it would be the opposite roles, because usually the anime is like more not violent as the manga. So you think the part of him killing somebody would be on the manga side, not the anime side.
Yeah, and I love how they get, like, in the manga, they actually give like the characters names. Like the mayor. Ooh. The mayor, he's just known as the mayor.
They're not that old man. But later on at night, we're still in the flashback, by the way. Buggy is sitting by himself, looking at the map. Then Shanks comes behind him and asks him, why is he not partying with the other crew members? Which is, it's like weird. They just won the pirate battle and whatever. And then Shanks goes on, like, they talking or whatever. And Buggy talks about, like, he's gonna start on crew one day. And he would make Shanks one of his crewmates, but Shanks is too soft, he says. Like, he says Shanks is too soft. Then Shanks tells Buggy how the crew found a devil fruit, I guess when they, in the other ship that attacked them or whatever.
Yeah.
And they start talking, and they're like, oh, why would you ever use a devil fruit? Because, like, it takes away your power to swim or anything. And in Buggy's head, like, the map he found, the X is marked in the sea, right?
Yeah.
So to him, it's like I will never be able to get that treasure if I eat a devil fruit. But so, and then they start talking about how much money it will make, like how much money it worth. So Buggy makes a plan to eat the like make a fake devil fruit, or I guess he just ate like a fruit out of the kitchen or something
I want to say
to make
he
the crew.
made it because
I don't know.
there's
So
no fruit that looks the
it just
exact same as the devil fruit.
it it's weird because it really don't explain that because he it's just after the scene of them talking, he just he just goes and you see him on the top and he eats it in front of the pirate crew
Yeah, at first
and stuff.
when I was watching, I was like, yeah, okay, you're gonna plant. Okay, wait, you don't ate the devil fruit. Why are you smiling? And then like it turns out it be a fake. I'm like,
Yeah, so he
okay,
ate the fake devil fruit. He ate the fake devil fruit, and the crew was like, "Oh, these new pirates or whatever, these young men or whatever they say." And then like then it cuts to later at night. So the crew's like, "Oh, I guess it was a dud. I knew it was a fake one. I never seen one before." And after that, it cuts to Buggy holding the devil fruit, and he's planning on escaping and selling the devil fruit. And with the money to he sells the devil fruit for, he's gonna start his own pirate crew.
mm-hmm.
But Shanks comes up behind him and he stuffs the devil fruit in his mouth, and he's like, "Oh, he's like he says something, um, he says something like, oh, don't be stealing food from the kitchen. The chef's gonna be mad at you."
Oh yeah,
Then he
I do remember that.
while it's still in Buggy's mouth, and then it's still in his mouth. Then Shanks turns back around, and
And then Buggy's
Shanks
basically
says,
like, oh, that's a close call.
yeah, he's like that's the close. But I forgot what Shanks turned around and said.
He came back and said something, and that spooked Buggy to eat it.
Yeah, and he eats it, and then he starts screaming at Shanks because he just ate the devil fruit. But Shanks really don't know that that was the devil fruit. And when Buggy's screaming at when Buggy's screaming at Shanks, his map that he found earlier
Mm-hmm.
flies out. And Shanks is like, "What's that?" And then Buggy's like, "Oh, that's my map." And so he jumped in the water,
And finds out
but
he
since
can't.
he had the devil fruit,
Yeah, he
he
couldn't
can't swim.
swim.
He had the devil fruit, and
Shanks
then
basically saves his life.
yeah,
Buggy, I'm coming
saves
for
his life,
you.
and then yeah, right after that, it switches back to present day,
Yeah, and then Luffy goes,
right?
"Oh, so Shanks saved your life."
Yeah, and Buggy's like, "No, that's not the point of the story." That was actually a pretty funny part of when they did that. And then Buggy says, since he can't get the treasure in the water, he will collect all of it. He will use his devil fruit power to take all of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, basically, take all the
then
treasure in
after
the
that,
land. I do remember him saying
yeah.
something like that.
And then right after he says that, Buggy notices that Nami is taking his treasure, and he flies
His upper
like his
body
upper
to
body
her.
to him. Because he got the chop chop fruit, and Luffy just notices that um his body's his lower body's still there, so he kicks him in the balls and makes Buggy stop in pain. Like he just stopped from chasing Nami, and Luffy tells Buggy don't run away from him. Their fight's not done yet, so he's like, "Don't run from me because our fight's not done yet."
Where you going?
Yeah, he was like, "Where are you going, Hope?" then the scene goes back to the villagers, and they're like talking like, "Oh, where's the mayor? He's not back yet. There's a lot of ruckus in the town. Let's go see what it's about." Because one person wanted to go alone, but then the whole village decided to go together.
Didn't like
Then we flash back.
yeah, because the villagers said something about him. Oh, what did they say? That he should have been back by now. I don't know if he was
Yeah,
like that was his schedule all the time.
and then Buggy tries. Then we flash back to the fight, and Buggy tries to attack Nami again by using another attack where his whole body split, and it like hurried
Um,
up into him. I forgot what it was called,
something
but
fiesta, a festival,
and and, and
chop
then
chop
after
festival,
that,
I think.
Luffy realizes his feet are just like walking towards the body, and he takes his foot out his boot and like starts tickling it or whatever, and then like just starts slamming it on the ground, and then Buggy goes back to assemble after that, but Nami tied all of his body parts, not all of them, but most of them, like his torso, his
Basically everything except
a
for his
good bit
feet,
of
hands, and head.
body parts. Yeah, so he's like real small, and then Luffy uses Gum Gum Bazooka to hit Buggy away and end the fight. So really, I mean, this fight was better than the other ones, but it really wasn't.
It really
It ended
wasn't.
quick.
But like, to be honest, we didn't see Buggy's full potential. If it was a 1v1
Yeah,
fight, then yeah, we would have seen a better fight. But
and then like
Nami,
Luffy's looking at his straw hat, and he puts it on, and like Nami's like, she can see he's upset about the hat, and Nami says she can fix the hat for Luffy.
now you see in the manga, when Luffy puts on the hat, Nami says that hat must mean a lot to you. And basically tells him that he can fix it.
Yeah, and Nami also gives Luffy like she wants all the treasure, but she knows Luffy's trying to be king of the pirates now, so she gives him the map to the Grand Line.
I don't think she gives the map in the Grand Line in the manga.
I'm not sure, but Luffy also asks if this means Nami's joining the crew, and Nami says that she will never join the pirate crew, but she will hang out and stick around them
Because it
both.
seems fun.
Yeah, no, not because it seems fun. She
Fun
said it could bring her a
bring her
lot.
a lot of money. A lot of
Yeah,
moolah.
basically, she could steal all the pirate treasure while they're fighting the gold digging stuff herself. And then all of a sudden, all the citizens come, and Luffy says that he's the one that kicked the mayor's ass because they seen their mayor lay down, and they were like, "Oh, who
Oh,
are
this
y'all
must be the
kids?"
work of
And
the pirates.
they're
No,
like,
it was me.
"It was me." Like he said, and then about like Nami did. He was like, "Are y'all pirates? Something about the pirates did this or whatever." And it's like, "No, we're pirates." And Nami's like all shocked and shit because she was like, "Oh, because she was saying in her head like, don't say we're pirates, don't say we're pirates." And Luffy's just like, well, I'm not gonna lie to them.
Not
That's
gonna
the
lie to
tricky.
him.
Then they start running, like as the villagers start chasing them, and they cut a right, and Shushu's actually protecting Luffy, Nami, and Zoro,
Yeah, because
like barking at the barking at the people.
basically,
But
for what he did, back for the dog shop.
and then that's when the old man wakes up, or they wake him up. I forgot what it was, and after he wakes him up, he's like, "Where did those kids go?" He's like, "I'm the only one that could say something to them kids," and he starts taking off all that
Leather armor.
virgin leather armor from Minecraft off. Uh, and they go to the boat, and like they're leaving, and he's like, "Thank y'all," and he starts crying or whatever. And Nami's like, "Oh, where's my money?" And Luffy left all Nami's treasure for them, for they could rebuild the city. But then I realized I forgot a part. So when they were going to the boat, the Buggy pirates, the ones that Nami stole the ship from in the beginning, and the ones Zoro picked up, like that were just in the ocean, they were like, "Oh, little girl, this is our ship. Are these your little friends?" And they go to smack Zoro's head because Zoro's basically passed out. He's been passed out for like past episodes.
Yeah,
He woke
getting
up for a little
rest.
bit, and they pat him on the head. And when he looks up, they realize it's Zoro, the one that was beating the shit out of him, making him paddle farm to chase Luffy down when Luffy was on that bird. And the mayor runs to the port. That was after. So that's the part about Zoro was before the part of the mayor running. So the mayor runs to the port, tell him he's thankful and everything. And like I said, Luffy left Nami's treasure to the town people for they could rebuild.
Well, half of her treasure. But she did
And
have two
then
bags, and then but like for the manga, um, the boats were actually waiting on the port and instead of the beach. The
yeah,
pirates do pop up. Um, but yeah, whenever they tap Zoro to wake him up, and he wakes up, instead of freaking out and running, they freak out, then jump into the ocean and swim away.
and then like after Nami realizes that Luffy gave half of her treasure away, she tries to drown Luffy,
Drown that
and
bitch
then
no jutsu.
that's really the end of the episode. But before the outro cuts, we see another person. We see a person. You can tell he got a long nose. We really just see the shadow of him. It's really we see the shadow of him. So maybe the next Straw Hat Pirate.
Oh yeah, maybe, or maybe next villain. Who knows?
Maybe next. Who knows?
Who knows?
But I mean, all in all, what did you think of this episode?
Like it was great and all, but like it was just a fight with Buggy that was kind of like a letdown.
Yeah, it was a big letdown.
Like
The only thing I think this episode has going for itself
was the Shanks
is
and Buggy
the Shank's
backstory.
backstory. Because I mean, who gives a fuck what Buggy's backstory was? But this is the first time we're actually getting to see Shanks' backstory and where he started out.
Well, he didn't start out like. In case you never watched One Piece, uh, spoiler alert. I think like whenever they were like together at that point was after the Roger Pirates split.
Yeah, and I was about to, because I forgot that Shanks was a part of the Roger Pirates.
Mm-hmm. I want to say
Because
that's
I was
what
about
they
to say,
did. They
was
just
that
joined a
Roger's
random group.
Pirates? I was
Shanks
about to say, was
and
that the
Buggy.
Roger Pirates?
Shanks
No,
and
but I was about to say,
yeah.
like, no, I know that. But I was thinking, like, the crew they showed, was that the Roger Pirates? I'm not sure.
Unless Rayleigh was looking a little different back in the day, but like I want to say they were kids back then instead of like
Yeah, I think it's
teenagers.
before. I think that's before the Roger Pirates. I'm not sure.
No,
Let us know
because
in the comments section.
no, like in the Roger Pirates, they were actually kids. This is when they were teenagers. So
Yeah,
yeah.
because they wouldn't have been friends too much.
And we're
Dude,
back.
you're gonna have to cut that out, boys.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to really cut that out.
Sorry for the internet issues. I mean, we're gonna have this doing it on Discord. That's the only reason, like, when I'm home, I like to do it face to face because, I mean, you don't have to worry about internet troubles. Especially in the new way we're gonna do it when I'm home because we're gonna do it just off of the camera. It won't even be on Streamlabs, so you ain't even gotta worry about Streamlabs messing up.
Yeah, I just hope the mic quality is good.
It should be. I mean, if it's not, it's not. We just rerun the episode.
Rerun an episode.
Dude, it's only like 30 minutes or whatever, probably 20 minutes.
Well, this episode so far was like 21 minutes, and that was like before we. Yeah.
It's usually what it is, but like, give me your honest rating of this episode. Because, like I said, the only thing I feel this episode had going for itself
was the Shanks.
Is the Shank's backstory. I mean, they had a couple funny parts, like when Luffy kicked.
They did, but like, I just feel like the Buggy and Luffy fight should have been like a good match, but no, Nami had to interfere.
Yeah, but I mean, she tried to get it done as quick as possible. I mean,
quick as possible.
Trying to get the anime done.
Yeah.
Other than
out of 10, what do you rate this as? I already know my rating.
I'm gonna have to go hard on it. I think I'm gonna have to go hard on it. It was a letdown. I mean, and I already knew it was a letdown because, like we said for the first episode, I'm caught up with One Piece. I'm actually almost caught up with the manga now because I got tired of waiting for episodes. So I already knew this episode was gonna be a letdown. So I'm gonna have to rank it hard, though. I mean, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. It was mid. And if it would have just been the fight in this episode, I think it would have been lower. I think the only thing that kept it mid was the Shank's backstory.
So yeah, I can agree with you.
That's the only thing that kept it mid.
Like, that's the same issue for mine, but like, it really wasn't that exciting about the match. So yeah, I would have to give it a 5 as well.
Look, okay, and yes, this is my favorite anime, but I'm not gonna come every episode and
be like 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
I'm not Yaz with Dragon Ball Z, man.
Oh my god,
Dude,
Dragon Ball Z.
I'm gonna rate this hard.
Not gonna lie, Dragon Ball would have been perfect. But then no, Dragon Ball Z had to change. But the thing, Dragon Ball, they explored.
No, so I mean, the thing about, like, so going on the whole Dragon Ball thing, so a bunch of people don't watch One Piece because it's too long. But if you actually add up, like, all the Dragon Ball series,
Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z Kai, oh, it's reanimated. Don't care, it's still Dragon Ball. What we got next? Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super. What else? There has to be more.
No, that's it.
Dragon Ball Heroes.
What the fuck is that?
Like a little 1 to 1 minute 30-second video.
Even if you add, like, all the
Naruto and
Naruto Shippuden,
Naruto Shippuden, and then Boruto. That's
and then
part of it.
Boruto,
So yeah,
because that's just continuing the story.
it's just
But
people
I
don't
mean,
have patience nowadays.
well, One Piece ain't just too long. Just people don't have the
Time to
mental
just sit and
capacity to
watch.
watch that great of an anime. That great of an anime. Like the next 11 episodes of One Piece will not have the Straw Hats pirates in it. Like where I'm at, not where we're at right now. But
To
I mean,
me,
that's all for this video,
to me,
guys.
they just gotta get
Oh, you want to
hooked
say
at a
something?
certain point. They because like at a certain
Well,
point, this is when you know you're a One Piece fan. Is whenever we get to that certain point, and I will mention it
no.
later.
So, okay, I get everybody says. Because I know what fight they're saying it starts getting good at. Spoiler alert. But I mean, eventually, if you keep watching the thing, I'm not saying nothing about the episode, but. And you should already know the villains of One Piece. But I know a bunch of people try to say it gets good at Arlong Park.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the fight scenes get good at Arlong Park.
The
But
build up.
the story is now. I ain't gonna lie, we have been getting let down for a fight, and I mean the next fight ain't too bad, but I just think if you actually watch it and sit down and understand the anime, it's actually a pretty good anime. It's the greatest anime.
It's just most of those Dragon Ball Z fans. Oh, thank God I'm not one of them anymore.
I mean, Dragon Ball Z is not bad, but I mean,
It's
it's
not
not.
bad. Like it's people's first anime, which usually what you want to do for whenever you watch your first anime is be like,
It's
oh, it's not
protected.
better than that. It's they're protecting it.
Like I mean, I
But
used
like that,
to protect.
it doesn't matter if your favorite anime doesn't do well. You just want to fight, stay with it, and protect it. But there will always, yeah, it might be the original of anime, but you gotta think later on the line there's gonna be anime that's actually gonna be better than Dragon Ball Z.
But like,
Yes, of course, without Dragon Ball Z, we probably wouldn't have One Piece, um, Naruto. Well, definitely Bleach, because without
so it's not even that point. I just think, like me, okay, I think personally right now, my top three are locks. I'm not saying everybody's locked because not everybody got like the same shit, but all in honesty, you, my top three, I think are personal locks for myself right now.
mm-hmm.
Because you have Gurren Lagann, you have Gurren Lagann, great anime. You don't like it because of what happened in episode 7. But I mean, that's your opinion. Number two is Cowboy Bebop. Great fucking anime.
It's not that I didn't
Classic.
like it. I just couldn't finish it.
Classic.
I was crying because it caught me up.
And number one, of course, is One Piece. If you want me to go further, now after 5, it switches around a little bit. Cause right now, Soul Leveling is at 4. Soul Leveling is pretty good. Soul Leveling is pretty good. And then like 5 jumps around for like it's 5 is really whatever I'm interested in at the time.
Not Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, then I get like out of it, in of it. Like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Damn.
just crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, usually I have my top three locked in, but 4 and 5, it's like you never think about it. You just think about the major three.
Yeah, you think about your top 3?
I'm giving you all my
No,
top five.
what's your top 5? I'm curious.
Top five, Eden
Like, hold
Zero.
up. Let's see if I get it. Let's see if I get it. That's 5. Eden Zero's 5. Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna guess it in order though. Okay. My certain scientific index.
For
What
what?
number? What number?
For what? You motherfucker.
For number one. Number one. Let's go number one. Let's go number one. That's right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's my
All right.
favorite all-time anime. Like the
Can
reason, but
can I get? Hold up. Can I
okay.
get Bleach somewhere in there?
Fuck you.
Can I get Black Clover in there somewhere? So what number do I not have? Number 2? Fuck. Damn. One Piece.
Yep.
Locking in. One Piece. Bingo.
Like One Piece would be number one, but like after diving deep into a certain magical index, it's
Yeah,
like
but I mean, you're like me with One Piece. I mean, now I haven't read all the manga, but like you went deep into it. Then you read the manga, you watch the series.
I watched the series. Like right now, I'm trying to read the side stories. Like I'm trying to catch up because like when we're talking about a certain magical index, we're also talking about a certain scientific railgun, a certain scientific accelerator. Which accelerator? I hope you don't have a part two because that arc was ass. Not gonna lie, I only read one page.
Like we're gonna cut the podcast here, but after we record episode 9, we're gonna go on a podcast for Tomika's gaming channel and just talk about anime. It might get put on.
Might get put on.
It might get put on Animag, but it might not. But hopefully you guys enjoy the video and peace out, everybody.
And sayonara.
Keep watching One Piece, baby.